Hello everybody, I'm going to do a quick review on this Rand McNally, Rand McNally RandTablet7 I bought about 3 months ago. Got it right here. I've been using it quite a lot, obviously. I started driving like 3 months ago, so, you know, I'm not the guy with the most experience talking about this thing, but I can tell you it's a pretty decent tablet, pretty decent GPS. It has its own problems like the rest of them though. But hold on. Right here I have how much time and miles or whatever I've put on this thing. Right here it shows I've put about 25,000 miles on it all the time right here. Got 18 days and 24 hours, so 19 days moving with this thing on. Total time with it on 8 days apparently. Australia was stopped. Total was 27 days. So yeah, like I said, I have a lot of time on this thing, so I know it pretty well. There's a lot of nice things about it. But first of all, this is the box for it, obviously. It was like $430 before tax, like $470 after tax. I know my trainer, he had a Garmin, and I wasn't a fan of it because it was really laggy and the screen would always go super slow. On this thing, if you look at it, it moves really smooth. Moves very, very smooth. So I like that about it. It's got like a nice processor, some kind of, you know, tech in it that's decent. There's a lot of features with it I like. There's only one thing between this and the Garmin that I much rather have a Garmin for, which is, first of all, before I get in the box and all that simple stuff, I want to bring this up before I forget. With the Garmin, you can click on a road you want to take. If you want to take I-80 from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and you want to take it to, let's say, up to Grand Rapids, Michigan or something. With the Garmin, you could say, oh yeah, I don't want to take the toll road, and you can just have it automatically pick a no toll road or whatever. But say you want just a little bit of tolls, or say you want to take a different route than what the GPS is saying. This thing doesn't do that, but with Garmin you can click a road and then it tells you like if it adds time or if it saves time. This thing just gives you a few routes to go somewhere, and then that's it, and you can't really like pick another road that you want to take that you think would save time. It just doesn't let you do that for some reason. I don't think it does. I mean, I've tried multiple times. Maybe one of you can prove me wrong. But here, well, let's say we want to go to, I don't know, Atlanta. I'm nowhere near Atlanta, but let's click Atlanta, Georgia in here, okay? Pull it up. Atlanta, Georgia. Hit that. From my current location, it'll calculate right here. Right now, there's 3 little dots here, and you can click route avoids. There's a bunch of route avoids there. Obviously, tollways, I usually hit that because screw tolls. But you obviously want to avoid dirt roads. Why would you want to be on a dirt road? Ferries, why the hell would you want to be on a ferry? So that's part of it. And it gives you this right here. That's the main route it automatically plans. There's a little drop down. You can click alternate routes, and it's thinking. So it'll take like a second or two. It'll pop up different routes right here, and you'll see a gray for the other route that you click on, and then the other one will be purple that you are on or whatever. But then let's see here, route avoids, we can turn off tolls. We can set it as default, click back, and then calculate it again. I mean, you might not even have to take tolls either way, but this is how this router works, kind of, you know, routing your way to a spot. And this says 13 hours of $15 of tolls. It tells you how much it'll cost, the miles, the amount of time it'll take, all the roads you go on, and it'll summarize that. And here it is. It says best route with tolls right there. And then it's thinking, so it's going to show alternative routes that will be without or with some tolls. Like right here's the alternative. It would completely avoid tolls right there. But like I said, the Garmin, you can click a road and then just be like, oh, that might be nice, and GPS will just tell me. But this thing just doesn't do that, and you have to like add a different location to get to that road you're trying to take, because sometimes GPS doesn't know what the heck it's talking about. So that's really annoying. That's the main thing I wish this would do instead of the Garmin only. If this did that, this thing would be perfect, just about. But anyways, real quick about the box. It's not that big of a deal, really, but you know, here's the back of it. It comes with the USB-C cable, vehicle charger, 12 volt, you know, cigarette lighter plug-in, bracket with suction cup for your window, a smart mount, which is magnetic charging, and then the tablet itself. It comes with the case and also comes with the screen protector. And I kind of screwed up the screen protector. It's not like perfectly aligned, but you know, it is what it is. But the case is really nice. I've dropped it a few times, and yeah, it holds up pretty well. You know, this is what the box looks like. And make sure to register your device, because if you ever have problems, because I have had actually problems with it recently. I went to turn it on and just wouldn't turn on, and it was just recently fully charged, and then I had to charge it over the weekend and let it sit for like a day, and then I come back and hold the power button and it starts turning on again. Like, what? Why the hell did it stop working? I don't know. I thought I was gonna have to get a new one, but then it just started working all of a sudden. I had to charge it at home with the USB-C cable, so that was weird. But thankfully, it's still working. But here, let me bring you to the main original screen on this. It's right there. It makes some noises. You know, you got your sound up here, power button, and a home button that automatically brings you this screen from anywhere. I could click navigation, and then this middle button here, it'll just bring me instantly to here. You can put military time on this. You can put normal time. You know, it tells you your battery percentage in the navigation. Navigation is obviously the most important part of this. Okay, so let's look at that. That's what that looks like. There's a lot of information on here. So this is like some kind of temperature thing. This isn't connected to any internet. I don't have a hotspot or anything, so it's not gonna work right or anything. But let me turn it off. There's a little box right here. Simplify it. There you go. Now that shit's gone. Okay, so shows your battery up here. This is a compass. You can change how your map is laid out and stuff. Okay, zoom in and out. This is like those. This is something about traffic there. Like I said, don't have internet, so it doesn't work. And this is, I like the information it tells you. It tells you a lot of information. The county you're in, the town you're in, and the state you're in. Right here at the bottom. You can click on that, and it'll change to more specific information. It'll tell you what road you're on. Like this is on some other crap. And then there's another box here. This is, you can access this while you're driving. Honestly, you don't want to be distracted, so don't screw with it when you're driving. But you have trip 1, 2, and 3, and 1 like kind of resets itself on a certain clock. Right here, you can reset yourself. 2 the same, or you can turn off the reset. And 3 is your all-time clock. You don't want to. Why would you want to reset that? I want to know how long I've been driving the GPS, how many miles I put on it, and this is what it tells me right here: 24,690. And then tells you the speed limit, you know, all that stuff. Tells you the date. You can have a fuel log on here. I don't use it because, I mean, I'm not paying for fuel. I work for a company. I'm not paying for damn fuel. But you can do all this fancy stuff here and track fuel. Let me get out of this screen. You can go down here, have normal time. You have your elevation show too. And when you're driving, you can show your yard ETA. So if you have a yard that's Central Time, you have your ETA for your actual place you're going is in Eastern Time. It'll show you differences with that. Remaining time on your trip, your elevation, like I just showed, and a few other things. And then you always have this little button right here. Say if you're zoomed out or anything, you're zoomed out and you don't want to deal with that, you just click this button right here. Automatically puts you back into the zone you want to be looking at in the GPS. Okay. You got setting. There's a ton of stuff in setting, like a lot. Okay. I'm just gonna go over it real quick. You got generally like language and stuff. You can change it. Military time. What I do is on my ELD I have military, and on this I have standard time, because then I understand and remember what is what, you know, because sometimes it gets confusing. Obviously, you want your truck type, your vehicle type to be truck. Why would you want to drive with a car? This is a truck GPS. You just spent $500 on it, right? You can add custom points of interest, and this has hump railroad crossings or something about that. Right here always show up randomly, so you don't go over something, you know, you can't go over. You can change the sound and all that. Truck info, you can change the, if it's hazmat, the weight of it, loaded, empty, which you just keep it on loaded all the time. Why not? Your height, 13.6, width, all that stuff. Route, you can change a bunch of different things. ETA adjustment, preferred route, fastest route. Turn announcements, you can change the time. There's a bunch of settings, like I said. Junction views, you can change a bunch of stuff. This thing is very customizable. It's not always super user-friendly, I will say that. Sometimes it's really annoying to figure stuff out. Like trip planning and stuff is kind of dumb. Wish they laid it out just a little bit better. You got your map settings and your warning settings you can change. Okay. Now, let's do that Atlanta, Georgia thing. You can bookmark it, you can save it, and you can save it to a group, which is awesome. So I have a truck stop group, my favorite truck stops I like to go to. And you can name it and all that crap. It tells you like exact coordinates, all that crap. So it's calculating. I'm just going to click the first route that shows up. And turn up the volume here so you can hear how it is. So, come on. Okay, so right here, this is what it looks like when you're driving, okay? And then that goes away unless you click that, and then it goes back to normal. You got your speed limit. You got how long until you get to your turn, the street you're on, the street you're going to, I mean. It can tell you the street you're on down here. Yard time, elevation, remaining time, yard ETA, normal ETA. I like to look at ETAs because if I'm in Chicago, which is horrible, you can just look at your ETA before you get there and then know how much time you wasted sitting in traffic, which just makes me, you know, I'm a curious person. I like to know all that information. How much time I actually wasted in traffic. It's like, oh, shoot, okay. It's nice to know I wasted an hour just sitting in traffic and slowed down. Obviously, like I said, your compass, you can change your view on the map. It goes like a 3D thing and all that stuff. I just keep it normal. I make sure the map is facing where I'm going. I don't like to always be north or whatever because then it's confusing where I'm going. Because it'll tell you what true north is on here, and it'll also just tell you, because true north is obviously the red. It'll point to where that is, but it'll tell you in the letters if you're going west, southwest, east, whatever. Okay. And right here it highlights a bunch of places like food, restaurants, the railroad crossings, Catskills, truck stops. Exits, there's a button up here, you can hit exits, and then it tells you a bunch of information on your upcoming exits. All this stuff, it'll tell you what's on there. I don't really use that feature personally, because I usually plan before I look at the exits. The top button right here, this little blue one, this one's great. Save and edit route, detour and avoid, route settings, add a stop, route overview. You hit route overview, it tells you the directions, and it tells you in voice all the highways you're going on to, how many miles you're on those highways and roads, and then summary, the total time, because if you make a trip, you want to go like A to B. Okay, you know, let's do that real quick. Let's add a stop, travel center. Let's just add one 300 miles away. And we click add as via, add as next. So then we go up here to route overview, summary, trip leg A, 381 miles, 6 hours. Trip leg B, from point A, 442 miles, 7 hours. Total time, 13 hours. Distance, 823 miles. Tells you all the roads. Tells you all the roads. That is great. You can add stops. You can add add stop, and this screen this screen shows up. Okay. Travel centers, parking, truck services, Catskills, wait and board, a bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff right here. And then some quick options right here. You have bookmarks and history for right here. If you bookmark anything, save anything, I just want to look at your history. And you can do this guided search. It tells you all this stuff right here. New location, my trips, history, address book, go to work, go home, points of interest. And this is where stuff gets confusing. I wish it was a little bit more user-friendly. Because if I want to make a trip to go from point A to point B, I don't know, you can have saved trips, but then it like kind of changes itself. Say if you want to avoid tolls, sometimes it'll automatically just put you on the tollway even though you wanted to avoid it or something. It's just kind of dumb. I don't like how that works, so I usually I don't save trips. For me personally, it doesn't seem like it works right for tolls. I don't know why. Then you hit new location. You could do all this coordinates, address, city center, intersection. You kind of like say if you're going to like a certain address in Atlanta, you just go to the city center Atlanta, your road name, and then your address, the actual like numbers and stuff, you know. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I like this GPS, and like you say, there's a bunch of settings here that you can avoid. I never use this besides the Skyway, and in Chicago we don't do that. Our company don't do that. It's expensive as hell. There's no point. But then real quick before I end this, I hit stop navigation. You have multiple tabs open. There's apps and ELD. There's a whole ELD thing you could add into your own apps. I mean, I really don't use it. There's just some general apps in here that I personally don't use besides a few. Unit converter's nice. Quick planner can sometimes be nice, just to know real quick how long it'll take to get somewhere. Music, no point. I Bluetooth on my phone. Notes can be helpful, obviously. Motor carrier, there's an atlas you can download in here as long as you have internet. You connect it, you can update and download a map for an atlas, a motor carrier atlas. Mileage and fuel thing, import data, get apps, gallery. There's Firefox and all that, clock, calendar. Look at a calendar on here. It's a pretty nice calendar. You can edit stuff, and it's nice, but I don't really use it. So, I honestly really like this GPS. One thing is, make sure you mount it right on your dash, because I'll just show you real quick. Sometimes this thing, when I first bought it, it was really annoying because I'd sit here and I'd go through Indiana, be bumping up and down, and the freaking GPS would just fall off. So this mount isn't the greatest, but it's okay. It's decent, and I've grown to like it more. You just gotta make sure it's mounted right and solid, and make sure you have a 12 volt near you somewhere so you can just plug it in and charge it. And I don't always keep it charged because it probably ruins the battery doing that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But in general, this GPS is pretty nice. I think it was worth buying, and I'm probably gonna keep it and not get rid of it.